Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about a little bit. People always ask me as a mom, how do you juggle staying fit, eating healthy, all these things while still being a mom and taking care of a household? And I also work two jobs part time. So I'm going to kind of give you for instance, how I do it. I know it's going to vary for each person, especially if you're a 9 to 5er or, just depending on your schedule, if you're home all the time. So one of the things that I always make sure that I do is I plan my day, my week, and my month. So I begin with my month, and I have a Google Calendar. So when I'm at doctor's appointments and we make follow-ups and things like that, I put it right in the Google Calendar. My husband has access to it. He can put in when he has overtime days, and he's actually pretty good about it. So that's good. So I'm able to see that stuff. I put in my work schedule, everything like that. So I also have a paper month schedule. And I have one for my business where I plan out my Beachbody things, and then I have one for my personal life. And I haven't really incorporated them together, honestly, because I haven't found one big enough that I can write everything in. So I plan to do that eventually and like color code because it'd be super exciting and very organized and very colorful. But for now, I keep them separate and just kind of look at both of them and kind of mesh them with my eyes. So my monthly calendar for paper, I write out, I don't put specific times necessarily because, again, I have a hard time finding space for all that. And I know there's tons of planners out there, but I kind of make my own. And I have on here, I think I have a video of how I make my planner, and it's been working pretty good. Anyway, so for the month, I put like things going on for whatever day it is, appointments, things like that. Then I break it down per week. So when I go to do my week, it's usually I do it like Monday morning. And I have one that goes on the fridge. It's magnetic, it's erasable, and I put in those appointments, things like that, and I'll put in the times those days for the week one. And then I also have my paper one, and my paper one is in my planner, and it's broken down kind of like with hour-ish time slots, like 1 to 2, but there's a couple like 5 to 7 at night because usually I'm condensed. Plus, there's not enough things. I could just do a spreadsheet. But anyway, so my one that goes in the fridge for everyone to see is not broken down by hours. The one for me is broken down by hours, and then that's when I insert, what shifts I'm working, what times I have appointments. Trying to think of other stuff, just other stuff. Like I play indoor soccer sometimes. I have a jewelry party to go to this week. Just things like that. I put in the times, and I add in the travel time. So if I'm supposed to be there at 5:30, I'll put it in at 5 so that I don't plan something else there. Then I go in, and each morning I break down my day, and I'll look at my week, my paper week, which is nice because I already have it kind of timed out, and I'll add in like when I want to do my power hour, when I'm going to try and work out. So as the week goes on, it fills up more each day because I'm able to see a more definite schedule, because some days or some weeks you don't know that you're going to have an appointment all of a sudden, or that your kid's going to be sick or whatever. So as my week goes on, my days get more filled up. In terms of adding in like cleaning, extra projects, things like that, I kind of have a plan like what I want to do that month, and on my month schedule or month calendar, I'll have it written on the side. Like this month we're working on the basement, and then I'll look at the month calendar, see what I wanted to do, break it down, see a couple things that I wanted to do for the week, and then same thing, insert it into my days as I see how my schedule is going for the week. Because some days it just gets crazy, and I don't even have time to like sweep the floor, which gets gross because I have 2 dogs. Anyway, so that's kind of how I plan out my day. As being a mom, you just try and be as scheduled as possible. It doesn't always work. We know that. Kids get sick. We run out of time, like everything like that. So anyways, that's just something that I try and do, and it makes me feel a little more organized. Even if I don't get to it, I know what to add on to the next day. Another thing is my workout clothes. So if I have the day off, it's like what I wear for the day, because if I'm in them, it's that much less time that I have to get into them to work out. So I put them out right in the morning. I get into them. Even if I shower first and then get in my workout clothes, it gets me in that frame of mind. I am going to work out today. It's the way it's going to be. It's just part of my daily schedule. Even if it's only 20 minutes, even if I'm outside with the kids and I do some planks and I do some squats, or if I'm running around, outside. Something. Just make it part of your day. It's not an option, you know. Again, there's some days where it just doesn't go as you want, but you want it to be part of your regular schedule because it becomes a frame of mind. Which brings me to the next thing, frame of mind. So again, my husband works nights, so some days I have to work out with my kids. I either, in the winter, I have an 8-month-old. To lug him outside, he's miserable. Like, he's just in this big suit, like, stuck and, like, doesn't know what to do, can barely look around, things like that. So we didn't get outside much. So we worked out inside, and I would set things up. Frame of mind, I would be like, I'm going to work out. I know the kids are not going to be able to focus on something for a half an hour. So here's some activity stations. I'd get out blocks. I'd get out the high chair with some snacks on top for the baby. I'd have his jumper ready. I'd have a nice blanket down with toys on it. So if the baby got cranky when I had a 30-second break from my workout, when you can have water and they're explaining the next exercise, I'd pick him up, put him in the next thing. And if you guys watch some of my workout videos, it's that exciting. The 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old, I can usually put a show on. He'll watch it. He'll run back and forth. But it's my time to work out, and I'm going to work out. Even if it's not a great workout, I'm going to get it done, and it's got to be more than if I didn't do it, right? So that's your frame of mind. I do have certain rules I try and keep for the 2-year-old's sake. There's certain times I won't let him on the mat, and he knows what the mat is. So if I say get off the mat, he needs to get off it. If he's being difficult, he has to go to his room. I tell him go to his room, and if I have to stop for a second and bring him in his room, it's the consistency so that I can still get, maybe I won't get in the best workout that day, but the next time that I go to do it and I say go to your room, or that he needs to knock it off, or he will go to his room, he's either going to knock it off or he's going to go to his room. And it's just consistency, and it's, again, a frame of mind. So yeah, I think that's most of the things that I do for my frame of mind. Scheduling is part of the frame of mind as well. So the last thing I want to talk about is nutrition. So this can be really difficult for us moms because kids can be picky, and if we haven't been, really invested in nutrition with our kids, it's going to be hard to switch them over. And I get it. Like, I'm sorry, my kid's going to have goldfish, my kid's going to have peanut butter sandwiches, he might have it on whole wheat bread, but it's a lifestyle. It's getting into a routine. The problem is us moms, and I do it too sometimes, is we want to finish up that macaroni and cheese because why would we waste it, or why would we just put it away? There's only a couple bites left. So that's where we kind of got to just remember anything that goes in our mouth counts for us or against us. So just if you have, again, that frame of mind, maybe, and it's hard. It's really a constant thing. What I do when I start to really get onto a health kick, or I want to really buckle down, is I make myself write down anything I put in my mouth. So like water, like anything, a bite of anything, I have to write down. And honestly, if a bite of mac and cheese isn't worth me writing down mac and cheese, so I won't eat it because I don't want to write it down. But then you can kind of look through it at the end of the day and see what you shouldn't have had, what you want to work on tomorrow, and things like that. So nutrition, a lot of times I just say the best, easiest way is to do non-processed foods. Non-processed foods, got chaos going on. Non-processed foods and portion control. So if you can focus on those two things alone, there's some resources. Yes, Daddy's here. Here comes the chaos. If you can focus on those two things alone, that'll get you ahead. There's a lot of stuff on Pinterest. I follow the 21-day fixate plan. So those are kind of my tips and tricks on how to juggle momming and healthy lifestyle. So I'll talk to you guys all soon. Bye.